we're still investigating the circumstances around the officer's tragic death yesterday, and I have no new information on the investigation having to do with whether tickets were inappropriately altered to show other people being present that weren't there. And we don't know at this point whether that had any impact on the officer's shooting or not.
Will Chief McClellan be available to make comment?
As they complete their investigation, he should be, and of course, at his regular press conference, I'm sure that's going to be the #1 topic of conversation. But it just happened late yesterday afternoon. His body was discovered by fellow police officers. It's been very traumatic for a number of officers, and because suicide is something that concerns departments across the country, it's something that we watch very closely, and so they'll have to be counseling made available to officers that need it, and internal discussion about, once the investigation is completed, about what exactly happened and if there was anything that could have been done to prevent it.
After your meeting with the Freedman's Town Preservation Coalition yesterday, have y'all come to any type of settlement, any agreement, or are y'all still on two separate sides of the street?
I like that. We're still on two separate sides of the street. Yeah. It was a productive meeting. It actually kind of grew a little bit larger than I had anticipated. But there were 4 council members. There are 3 in addition to Councilmember Cohen, in whose district it is. Congresswoman Lee was there, as well as Ms. Doris Ellis, who chaired the effort on behalf of the Save Our Streets folks. We have led a contract. We intend to go in and provide a good product, fully compliant with all state and federal requirements for operating in a historic district. We are very sensitive to the concerns of the community, and the contractor was present, so they had an opportunity to see him and talk to him. He expressed a willingness to sit down with folks in the audience, and we intend to start the project next week, but he was going to meet with you folks to talk about exactly the techniques he's going to use. What I need to remind everybody is these bricks, we're not going to go in with a backhoe and pull everything up. These bricks are going to be lifted by hand, palletized, and stored. It's a very time-consuming, labor-intensive work. We did make it clear to the folks who were representing Save Our Streets that this is an opportunity for folks in that community who are concerned to take part in the collection and preservation of these bricks. There are jobs available for that, although it is hot, hard work to do it. And we're going to do it with care, and we're doing it with great sensitivity to the neighborhood. And a lot of the folks in the meeting were surprised and that this is in the context of a much larger plan that the City of Houston is working in coordination with the Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone over there. And, respectfully to you all, you're hearing from the public is hearing from a small group of folks who care very, very passionately about this one issue. But Fourth Ward is home to lots of different folks, and they need the water and sewer lines, and they need access to their streets. For example, the suggestion was made at the meeting yesterday that, well, maybe we could just turn these brick streets into pedestrian malls. Like, there are people who live on those streets. They have driveways. This is about a growing city. It's about trying to meet the needs of that growing city while respecting historic preservation. And I encourage you to take a look at TERS plans there are areas with existing brick streets that are in good condition. We're making a public plaza off of those. In fact, Andrew Street, as it goes into HISD property between Gregory Lincoln and Carnegie, will be turned into a pedestrian plaza. You'll see the bricks as they were originally laid. We're going to be adding benches. We're going to be adding trees. The TERS has plans for a commemorative history display there. And since the City of Houston has invested heavily in such historic elements as the old Gregory School, which is now a library, and the old Bethel Church site, which is a lovely open-air chapel, that we think that what we're creating in the larger context is a walkable neighborhood with elements of history that will draw people from one element of preservation in history to another element of preservation in history, but that what they are asking us to do, while I understand the motivation, will not end up in a result that meets the needs of the residents over there.
Speaking of historic, I was